6:09, and we're gonna call the meeting to order. And do we have quorum? We do. Yes.
Missing the
treasurer and what is her?
Ashley Lehman.
Ashley.
we're still missing though one.
Yes, you're still missing a member, but Ashley did send us an email
Yeah.
to say that she could not make it because I think she's recuperating, is that correct?
Yeah, she had a surgery or something, and I'm not even sure if she's gonna continue to be on the board. The way she kind of said it, she might find another member is more free to come make the meetings, yes.
Yeah, so that would be up to the chamber to appoint someone,
Yeah.
but the city still has to appoint someone to this board.
Okay. We're gonna do the invocation and the pledge. Anybody wanna?
Mr. Henry.
I mean, this weekend?
Yes, that top of
Oh,
Oh, Heavenly Father, we ask you to be with us, to lead us and guide us to Heavenly Father. For we know that you are the wisdom and what is all important. We thank you so much, O Lord, for the blessings that you've given us for Floresville, for friendship. We ask that we pray for our leaderships, federally and locally, O Lord. These things we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
I think Republic did like a power line over there by Lubianski's.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
George is working late.
There were like lines everywhere. They caught fire too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They're still working on it.
Yeah, I just turned my power back on.
Do we have any citizen comments? Anybody? All right, old business. So we're gonna post report from the TMB Boxing and PRB Entertainment. Anybody have any?
He turned in an application, he turned in his post report. I let him know about the meeting today, but, he told me more than likely was not gonna make the meeting today.
Madam Chairman, this is for the one, the last?
Yes,
one?
July.
For the July event?
Yes.
Okay, but he did submit his application,
Yes, he did submit the post.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Chairman, do you think that he would need to be here in case we have any questions, or he can explain his report? I don't think it can stand by itself.
What, did we get the receipts that the treasurer had requested from him, from the amounts that?
No, ma'am, we did not. Justice, correct me, did we receive any receipts?
No.
And I
we
know that
didn't.
was one of the questions I think that she had was receipts from whatever expenditures he would have had
Mhm.
during that. And I think a simple budget, I think she was asking for advertising. It's been a minute, but advertising needs.
The breakdown of what he,
Yeah, of the
his
money that
event.
we have, spent.
We did let him know this is the only thing he turned into us. I guess he was gonna speak on it. He was here last meeting, but he wasn't gonna make it this meeting. I can't say much more for it.
Yeah. You wanna move on to the new business?
We need to take, we don't take action on that. We just-
No, sir, there's
we
no
just-
action.
If we could just put it back on the next agenda.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to new business. We have, we have a new application request for hotel motel tax funds. It would be the Texas Clash Manuel Mendez, and he's requesting $7,000. Did you get that application? I
He
will
was,
request it.
he was unable to attend this week's meeting because we moved it. He was in attendance last meeting, but we didn't have a quorum.
Do you have this?
We have extra applications.
I got, that's mine, I've already gone over it.
I have extra.
Okay.
Keep on.
Yeah,
Well, I think, yeah, I saw it last
we
night.
talked to him and went twice and discussed the stuff with him, so.
Yeah, he's
So
located in
coming from
Corpus.
Corpus, we just decided that he needed to be present, since we already knew what
Yeah.
have to be done.
And he's asking post, right?
I believe so.
After the
He's
event.
gonna have to get it posted.
Yeah.
regardless. Just the
Uh,
way that.
Just for the record, the next city council meeting is October 24th, because
Right.
we're only meeting once a month until the end of the year. So we'll be meeting once in October, once in November, and once in December.
Okay.
So
And then
whatever-
the event he's requesting for is
November 2nd is the
November
event.
2nd.
November 2nd.
Okay, has staff reviewed it, the application? Ches, Henrietta?
Yes, actually, I had an opportunity to review it and introduce myself to the gentleman who was here last week before we were able to dismiss. I have no reservations in recommending this. Chaz, you've had more opportunity to speak to him?
Yes. I did talk to him. He's done an event here in the past. He's done one last year. He does them all over South Texas. He did a few in Beeville, Sinton, Victoria, and Corpus. He's an amateur promoter. The last time he did the event here, I wanna say there was 600 to 700 people, or between 400 and 600. 400 and 600 people he had.
Do you remember how long ago it was?
It was about a year ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
I just wrote it.
this board is gonna say, make the recommendation of the
Yeah, I
7,000,
made
but
it sure.
as a facility manager, have y'all discussed any details that?
Yeah, so I told him, of course, he knows about the contract here, the rental. I told him about the concession, that we take all drinks. Since he's an amateur, we are gonna let him do food. Since he's gotta make up some of that cost back for that. So
No
he's not-
water, no sodas?
No waters, no sodas, so we're putting that all in the contract where he'd be able to sign, and let him know, we're doing from beer to water, sodas, everything else like that. He's not allowed to sell any of that. So he's okay with it, we're gonna put it in the contract and move forward with that.
Is the city okay with that?
City's fine, I do have a question about the security. So, because of the type of event and the numbers that we anticipate, how many officers do we have to have?
So for his event, he said he's around 400 to 600 every event. So with that being said, it's only 3 officers that you need here.
Okay, and we just need to remind the police, reference to, we need to check to make sure that there are no drinks and things like that allowed to come in.
Yes.
Okay.
So
There's still a
I think for this
requirement-
kind of event though, I'm gonna let him know we're gonna bring 4. So we can have, we can spread them out throughout the doors and be able to do that.
He
He pays for this,
And
yes.
the building,
He pays for this, yes.
so that's in addition to what he's
Yes,
asking?
yes, he's
Okay.
gonna pay for that, so, and that's what he's waiting to see if he's gonna get help from Hotel Motel Tax to be able to have these events, cause he does, do this in Beeville and Victoria as well.
So you said 4 police officers, and then his setup, so it's set for just that one day and.
He does, yeah, it's just the Friday and the Saturday, that's when he's here. He sets up Friday, and he does his event Saturday, and he's done by 11.
So it says he's requesting the money to cover the cost of insurance and venue expenses on the application. 7,000 will be used to cover the cost of insurance and venue expenses.
Okay, so the 7,000, he's gonna come back and turn around and give us back the rental. Is that the best way to handle that for accounting purposes?
Well, he can use, he can use it for advertising, he can use it to have events, it's to sponsor it. As long as it's associated with the event center, you allow the hotel motel there. But he needs to make sure that when he advertises or when he does anything, he has to mention, as we ask for all of our people who receive anything, he has to mention the hotels.
And he does, if you look at one of his flyers, he,
Has to have the,
so I'll make sure he puts all of them on there. I know
yes.
he puts like the main sponsors that help him for the hotel, but I'll let him know to have to put all of them.
Yeah, because we need to list, because he's
So
got,
he's
he's got
has- he has
the
a
Holiday
mock
Inn
flyer.
Express on there.
Yes,
That's great,
but we need to put all of them.
But we need to put all
yes.
of them on there, and I know you have that ribbon of logo, that's really important. No fault to him, he's trying, he got the.
Yeah, and
Holiday Inn
he's,
Express, Which is really probably where most of the state, because the other ones are pretty, look pretty well.
Yeah.
And then, on the other thing, if he can come back in his post, and we can let him know that we definitely know whatever type of activity he has with heads and beds,
Yeah.
that's what we really
And
need to
if you look
focus
in the
on.
last 2 pages, he does this in Victoria, so he's gotten recommendation letters of how many people he's booked in those rooms. cause he does the same thing, hotel, motel tax in these other towns. So he's pretty connected. He goes back and follows up with these hotels on what number of rooms he's got and who keeps the fights.
And I think that would definitely be, Madam Chairman, that would definitely be something that we would need to have to, as we, document this going forward, that
Right.
heads and beds, we're promoting the heads and beds.
Right.
And then event centers, so it's kind of like heads and beds, event centers.
And events.
Yeah, that's what's really important, because
Chairs,
this event is here.
And we can promote it to our Facebook page, the
Yes.
City Suite Facebook page.
Yes, and that's what we told him, we'd be able to help him out on advertisement. I know his advertisement's a lot on social media. I know he talked about that last time.
I saw that he did have a radio station in Victoria. I guess, I don't know if they were like a,
He
they
might have
came
been a
out.
sponsor.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be good if they can come out here and get somebody from Florida, I mean, to be out here and just promote Floresville as well.
And I just met with our David Jura, who's our webmaster, and I was asking him how are we doing in reference to our Facebook, and I haven't even told this to the council yet, because I just got the email actually today. But he's saying, if follows our conversation, below is a brief summary of visitors and reach data for the City of Floresville website and Facebook. So for that website, we have over 4,400 members people who visit our website per month. Page viewers, 12,400 per month. Unique visitors over the past year, 44,000 people.
What does that
Why?
mean, new visitors?
People who are not on our Facebook or people
They just
from
go
us,
visit the
they
That
just
page.
go
you're going,
visit.
that you're going to visit.
Page viewers over the past year, y'all ready for this one? 156,484. And he said the most popular web pages are homepage, utility, pool, employment opportunities. Thank you, Ms. Todd over there for the employment opportunities. The police, the event center, map, they're looking for maps, municipal court, calendar events, and the water department. That's our webpage. Our Facebook, and we've been advertising things on Facebook, our current Facebook followers are 4,000 people. And post reach, how many people who saw your post over the past month? 3,560 people. Post engagement, how many people clicked on or liked over the past month? 1,609 people. So I asked him to give me analysis, because he gave me this chart, and I'm like, I can't read all that. So he went through and gave me executive summary. So, and he said when we pump it up for Freedom Fest, our volume goes up. And so a lot of people like our page, that means that then they become members, and then, so we almost have as many followers on our Facebook page as we do citizens in the city of Floresville. According to the census. So, we definitely will be doing additional things and pumping up it, so definitely on our calendar and things such as that. The social media does work.
Okay.
And we're putting it on there, so that's really, really important. And then most people who follow him, like it, and then come back. I think Legions, what we doing, the Legends at the.
The Legends.
Legends?
So the Legends, somebody, I wanna buy tickets on Legends, so people are following the ask,
Yes.
when are the Legends going to appear?
No, we already got somebody to reserve a table for that from Chicago, Illinois, right? Who's it for?
Some man
So,
always says he's
these
coming
kind
just
of
for
things,
this.
this is definitely advertising, getting heads to
I
beds.
bet you those are the same ones that always come.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to definitely put it on Facebook, and when we met with him, he's saying, oh, the more media, he really wants it.
Yeah.
And he wants to put it on his social media, but just let you know, it does reach
It
a
does
lot more
reach you.
people. I was like, 150 people.
Wow.
I never would have thought that, but it has worked. So when we have events such as this that are unique, that not people would normally look at, we do what they call a boost, where we pay $25 to go further range, but it really boosts us forward,
Right.
and so we can be able to do that to advertise.
And then I know, all his fighters stay in town. They have to
Okay.
stay in town. They're required to stay in
I saw
town
that here.
from Friday and Saturday, because Friday they do the weigh-ins here,
Okay.
and then the next day is the actual fighting.
Okay, Madam President, will you make the motion?
Yes. Motion to, grant the 7,000 to Manuel Mendez.
To recommend
To
the
recommend.
$7,000 to
7,000.
the city council, yeah.
For post payment,
That's what we agreed on.
Yes.
Post, that
I
means
think
after
that's
the
fine.
event.
Post, yeah.
Okay, so
So
post
those
payment.
are, is that part of the application process or the,
I think that's
the
really,
rules that we
I think
set?
that's a policy
The
that
step
this
guidelines?
board, the
Yeah.
guidelines, this board.
Yes, some of the
push
guidelines,
forward.
that's what he has on it, that they, once the event, he bring the record that he comply with the policy, and then he get the money.
Okay.
The question is, it's gonna be the new year? When does our year?
Started already, October 1.
Okay, so then we start off with,
Right.
okay.
New money.
Okay, new money.
New money.
Yeah, because I don't, yeah, okay.
Yes, we got new money.
We have new money.
New money.
That's 156,000 had to do with some of that boxing streaming that people going, look, where's Floresville?
Okay, so, the motion
That's how that went,
to
Floresville. You don't see.
post,
The 7,000.
the 7,000.
Right.
Post event.
Post it.
What do I say now?
Is there a second?
You have a motion?
You
Motion,
have to mention this.
do you have a motion?
You have a motion?
And do we have a second? We have a second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0, motion carried.
And so it passed.
Correct.
7,000.
Mr. Ches, tell us about.
The next one?
Yeah, the TMP.
TMB.
So, Mr. Munoz is looking for another request for the date of January 18th. I did speak with him today. I know he couldn't make the meeting, so I was waiting for another reply because I'm not sure if he's still gonna move forward with this event or not. So I don't know what else to give.
Why?
Well, I mean, he's thinking about not hosting his event here for January 18th, so I'm not sure if he's gonna, he hasn't replied to me. I asked him if he's gonna keep his application or withdraw it. So as far as I know
Why would
right
that
now.
discussion come up?
Just because I don't know, he just told me he wants to take him to San Antonio. I don't know if he's thinking about having a bigger venue or taking it to San Antonio, I'm not sure.
What is the amount that he's asking for?
So he hasn't took it out, so I'm thinking he's still trying to keep the date, cause he hasn't responded back, but for this fight, I believe he's asking for 15,000. For this, yes, he's requesting 15,000 for this one.
He's asking 15 and he wants pre.
Yeah, he wants free.
The guidelines, Ms. Henrietta?
Well, that is just a policy. I mean, the city council can amend the amount and/or.
The city council.
The city council can amend the amount and the payment date. Now, the one that you just did, Mr. Tejada, will be forwarded on to the October agenda because we did that in enough time. Regarding when you post a pre, if you don't do it in October, we still have an opportunity in November to do that. So you need to have him at a meeting so that he can answer the post from the last one and the pre for this one.
And what are the financial constraints we have as a budget?
Well, we budgeted $50,000 for this to do. We've
Right.
already committed 27 of that to Peanut Festival
Right.
to be able to do that, and you just committed 7. But the council would have to amend your budget, but I don't do math in my head, but somebody can do it right quickly. So,
I'll say the event, I think, is a wonderful event. It brings a lot of people to Floresville, capacity crowd in the ballroom right here. But there's 2 requirements that he's asking for that are beyond our guidelines, right?
yes, one is to be the post part of it, and the other issue is the amount. Now, last year, he got 7 and 12, I believe, is that right?
Yes.
So it's 7,000, you all
7 and 10, I
recommended,
believe.
you recommended 5,
Right,
and
okay.
the council approved 7.
Okay.
You recommended 12, and 15, and the council approved 12. But the controversy, and I think you said it in your email, was that there
I
is
think it
an
was 12 and
ordinance.
10.
Yeah, 12 and 10.
12 and 10, okay, I'm sorry. So a total
Okay.
of 17 he received last year, which exceeded what the council had put in an ordinance to cap anybody who asked for anything at $15,000 with an exception. So they made that exception for Peanut Festival because they approved that 27,000.
Got it.
But again, because they are council, they can break their own rules. They make the rules and they can break it, but it's definitely at the discretion of the council.
So in this case, I would say that, just as a discussion right here, that this board doesn't take any action, refer it back to council to take action.
Okay, so you can refer a recommendation to go straight to council if you care to, and then you can have him come back later on
What do you think, Mr.
to
Lloyd?
do post.
That'd be fine.
I mean, the council is familiar with the event, they attended
Yeah.
the event, we were a sponsor the last time. And so I could put this on the agenda based on his application. My only recommendation would be that if he receives these funds, that he is not allowed to add for any funds until he does post for both of them.
Okay.
Like I said, it was no fault to him, he was here at the last meeting.
Right,
And
okay.
I know everybody's schedule is a little differently, is that, we could agree to that?
Yeah, and then probably what we need to do is, if we're gonna look at dollar amounts of, and that, we probably need to change our guidelines.
Yes, and that would be something for your board to decide to do.
Okay.
So, if I'm.
What do you think, Laura?
I think that's a good idea, but,
So
giving
we
it back
could
to
just,
the.
to the council and let
Right.
them
Can we go
do
to a
that.
closed session and discuss something before we continue this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would have to someone needs to make a motion to go into executive session. It is on your agenda. Someone would need to make a motion
I saw.
to go into executive session. You need to state the reasons why you're going into executive session.
Well, I make the motion to go into closed session to discuss the consideration for the TMB boxing in regard, in the way that this, the discussion has been and how we're gonna manage this situation at this point. He's not here to answer the questions.
No, that's not a reason to go into executive session. You can go into executive session to discuss a contract. You can go into executive session to discuss litigation. You can go into executive session for some other things, but you can't go into executive session to discuss what's the item that you discussed in open session. I could be wrong, but you need to have a legitimate reason to go into executive session.
Well, I have a talk with Mr. Morones, and he was intending to ask additional funds from other venues.
Okay?
So, and the way we discussed it, we talked about it was that we will get 3 events or 4 events at the event center. I explained to him that 15,000, it might be difficult to get to it because he will have only one event, and the event center only would benefit just one time by selling the beer, and then that'd be it for the year because he got a cap limit. So if he could get funding from some other place, then we could take the 15,000 and spread it across for the entire year for 3 or 4 different events.
Yes, and you can be able to do that, but if I understand what Mr. Tahar was saying, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying that because what he's probably asking for is going to exceed what what your approval is, that we actually, your recommendation to the council is to allow them to do that because it sounds like he needs to have that exception to the rule, and you're ready for council to make that exception.
Right.
Then Mr. Morones can make his argument with the city council as to, and I'm saying argument as to, he can lay his case out as to why, to justify the 15 or whatever amount that he would want to do, and let them know that he's going to be partnering with other things that are maybe entities or sub-entities of the city. That may be the best approach for him to do. But your recommendation is that this is a good event.
Right.
It's a wonderful.
It was
event.
well attended. The
Well
council
attended.
is familiar with it. It's not, something
Right.
they've seen. But because it exceeds, and what I'll say in my executive overview to the council, it exceeds your amount that you know.
Exactly.
It exceeds the 15,000 in this time. If he wants to do multiple events, it's a unique one, and let the council set the tone.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
I was looking after the event center that if we get the he get the $15,000, that'd be one time, then he got a cap, he can come back no more. So we're gonna
Right.
have one event for 1 year.
Right.
Exactly.
And we're only gonna make sales one time.
Yes.
Right.
And he had 3 or 4 events, spreading the money across, then we can have 4 sales of our stuff here to
So
cover
make
the
that
revenue.
15.
Yep.
So your recommendation from this board would be for the council to review his request, but it exceeds your limits,
The
your
limits.
parameters. Is that fair?
That's what I would say.
I need to have a copy of it. You need to get a copy of this and the other one, clean application to the city secretary.
Okay.
Is that okay? If I vote on mine, you know.
So Diane, make a motion to
Refer to the.
refer to the city council.
Okay.
Motion to refer to the city council.
Just a picture. Those are extra.
I have a motion and a second.
So he moved to refer to the council,
Yeah.
the town, and
Second.
Idric?
And if we could add to that, I'll add to the motion that this board supports the boxing event.
To support the boxing event. So we will work out with the city.
Third,
All in favor?
all in favor? Aye.
3-0.
Wow.
Okay, Chairman's Forum, discuss any future agenda items. I don't have any. Anybody else have any?
I don't have anything on the agenda, but I think I heard that you all want to look at your parameters and look at what you want to be able to do. We're gonna be running up against the holiday pretty soon, so if you want to look at your calendars and get back with Chaz, that maybe we can have a meeting with nothing on your agenda other than to look at the application process and everything.
Yes.
Like a workshop kind of meeting where you don't necessarily have any action meetings. So October, November, but definitely
Okay.
before Thanksgiving, because you know what happens.
Right.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year.
Yeah.
And part of that, if we can have a budget, what has the council allowed for hotel motel tax?
Yes, I
How much
can-
have we
Yes,
allotted for the peanut, the
Exactly.
Opry,
yes,
yeah,
yes, and
the boxing?
yes. I can give you an account of that,
Okay.
for your meeting, and, I have, Viola, I say it right?
Right.
Viola, just as a reminder, and I don't know if we had a conversation here, and this may be a little bit off the agenda, well, share this discussion. The Wilson County has part of the hotel motel tax now. They were receiving a portion of that. The city gets a lion's share, but I did explain to Viola Hinkie that I'm not gonna be recommending any applications that the opera comes back here for, that I'm going to actually recommend that we direct them to Wilson County,
Okay.
for several reasons. One, their event is held at their event center, AKA the Expo, say it right?
Wilson
County
The Wilson County Expo,
Right.
and so that's where they hold their event. She's great on hotel motel, so it'll definitely do that purview, and I've even spoken to the judge to tell them that we're gonna be sending them that way to be able to use for hotel motel tax. So I'm not saying she can't apply, because anybody can apply, it's just that I'm not going to recommend that as staff, that we do that, because the county now has hotel motel tax to use
Okay.
for that purpose. And so,
How much do they request?
they received 2%.
And the Opry, how much did we give them?
Oh, I think we gave them like, is it $5,000?
$5,000.
Yes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the county for the entire county, right? They receive hotel motel tax. So I think there's something in the Stockdale that has a hotel and
Right.
something else, but there's only 12 hotels in the Wilson County, and 10 of them are in the city of Floresville.
Nice.
Yes, so they get it all, but they don't have their events anywhere in the city of Floresville. So I'm just going to, but she can come and apply, but
Okay.
staff is not going to recommend that.
What will happen if this event will move back into the event center here?
Then that would be something that I would recommend if it's happening here at our event
Okay.
center.
And the reason I'm asking this question is that I talked to some of the members over there, and they are growing so fast that they don't fit in the building anymore. It's sold out tonight, and they don't even have table for it.
Wow.
Yes, it is growing, and actually
Okay.
ironically, when we
So,
were here for the last
very
meeting.
soon, they have to be looking
Yeah,
for
and
another
when we were
place.
here at the last meeting, people were on automatic pilot, they were coming here looking for. They were, people were lost, and they were coming here automatic pilot.
I'm surprised they're
looking
not
for
walking
the-
out here tonight,
Yes.
because last time they were
And,
walking in here.
Yeah, so that's gonna be one of the things, they have made an investment at the expo and the sign and things such as that, but, they wanna put baby powder on the floor. I can't have baby powder on the floor, we have to figure out something for the dance floor. But that would definitely be their choice, but they have grown a lot, and it
Yeah.
is very well attended, and
That's
they're
good.
in and out, so it's a wonderful event, but that was the only thing. So if you could just look at your calendars, because you all are not set for a time, but I would just
Okay.
strongly recommend that we do something before Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay?
And it is 6:39. And the meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Good meeting, Laura.
Okay, both of them to